Johnson was born to Julia Dodds in the southern Mississippi town of Hazelhurst on the 8th of May in 1911. 2 years earlier, after a dispute with local whites, her husband had fled Hazelhurst in the middle of the night, leaving Julia behind with their 10 children in the house that he owned and built. He was hoping that she could hold on to the property. By 1911, Charles had taken a mistress in Memphis. And over time, Julia sent the older children up to live with them. For company and protection, she took up with a sharecropper named Noah Johnson, who became Robert's father. It was a time when men and women really needed each other to survive. I got a kind-hearted woman, do anything in this world for me. I got a kind-hearted woman, do anything in this world for me. But these evil-hearted women, man, they will not let me be. I love my baby. My baby don't love me. You know what that feels like. Said I love my baby. My baby don't love me. And I really love that woman. Can't stand to leave her be. Just one thing makes Mr. Ainslie drink. I swear by how you treat me, baby, I begin to think, honey, my life don't feel the same. You break my heart when you call Mr. So-and-so's name. I got a kind-hearted woman, but she studies evil all the time. I got a kind-hearted woman, but she studies evil all the time. She well as to kill me as to have it on her mind. Someday, I will shake your little hand goodbye. Someday, said I will shake your little hand goodbye. I can't give you any more of my loving, 'cause I just ain't satisfied. When Robert was 17, he fell in love and married a girl named Virginia Travis, a girl of 15. And they conceived a child. And Robert ceased to think of himself as a musician, which he did even then. And he quit going out to the juke joints, and he became a doting husband. He went home to stay with Virginia and wait for his child to be born. He never met his own father, and had a bad relationship rocky relationships with two different stepfathers by the time he was 17. So the thought of becoming a father himself really pleased him, to actually have a family finally. And he quit going out to the joints and decided to treat his girl right. So Robert's waiting for Virginia to give birth. And in April of 1930, he loses both his wife and the baby in childbirth. And the string that held Robert down was broken. And a month later, Son House moves to town. A great lion of Delta blues. I want to play you a song that the Rolling Stones covered in 1972. It's called Love in Vain. And at first pass, it just seems like, a jilted lover. You lose somebody, she's leaving you, she gets on a train. There's a story there, but for me, it's always carried this resonance of Virginia Travis. I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, it's hard to tell when all your love's in vain, all my love's in vain. The train, it rolled into the station. I looked her in the eye. When the train, it rolled into the station, I looked her in the eye. Well, I was lonesome, I felt so lonesome, I could not help but cry. All my love's in vain. The train, it left the station with two lights on behind. When the train, it left the station with two lights on behind. Well, the blue light was my blues, and the red light was my mind. All my love's in vain. Willie Mae. Oh, Willie Mae, that's the name. Be my woman, all my love's in vain. I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, it's hard to tell when all your love's in vain, all my love